Over the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight, with some people claiming that it was rigged because many people bet a lot of money and they lost a lot of money.
Many people are furious about the fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, and some people are saying that it was rigged because many people bet a lot of money and lost a lot of money. According to some people, there was a script that was leaked that showed how the battle between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul was meant to go. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul were recently sued for committing the largest scam in recent boxing history. What were you two friends thinking when fans waited for this supposedly historic bout for 6 long months, only to be served a scripted mess? Let's face it, what was the point of hyping this event to the hilt if you were going to give us nothing at all? You didn't just waste time, money, and energy, you also played with the emotions of millions of boxing fans. What do you mean by script just like script didn't want Wayne know in reference to the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight? I don't know, but I really like Jake Paul. It's just that the timing is strange, bro. He fights 2 people without names, and he beats them both. How are you going to make up for this disaster? Let me tell you, the damage is done. Nobody will ever believe in a real fight again, and it's not just your reputations that are ruined. You brought boxing to a new low with you. Well, X has spoken. The fight was scripted, and the script was actually leaked on X a few days ago. Fans have paid millions of dollars for this hot mess. Pay-per-view tickets were sold out, and excitement was high. But why was the fight so phony? Even WWE fans said, "Yeah, we've seen better." As if things couldn't get any worse, a leaked script surfaced, and round-by-round predictions were spot on. Jake strutted it out with a $4 million payoff. Tyson took the $20 million, and the crowd was left holding the bag, an empty one, by the way. The money he's getting paid so much to do this tells me he's getting bought. So it's sad that someone like Mike Tyson is starting round 1, and we're all thinking maybe this won't be a disaster. Furious fans are now suing, calling this what it truly was: false advertising at its finest, and one reason only. Paul dances around as though he's the second coming of Muhammad Ali as Tyson enters with his vintage bob and weave. Tyson receives a few jabs. Is this real? Paul unleashes a rapid combination. Round 1 was supposed to start like this. The opening bell rings, and Tyson shows flashes of his old form, immediately stalking forward with his signature bob and weave style. However, Tyson's timing was so off that it felt like he was boxing in slow motion, and Paul looked like he was just trying not to trip over his own ego to go down. Tyson lands a couple jabs while Paul keeps a safe distance and circles the ring warily. But Paul's youth is evident in his superior skill as round 2 rolls around and Tyson delivers a firm left hook. For 5 seconds, the crowd goes crazy, and then reality sets in. Tyson's tank is already on E, and Paul is bouncing around like it's a schoolyard brawl with all the enthusiasm of a kid high on sugar. In the second round, Tyson comes alive, cuts off the ring more successfully. The audience lets out a collective scream as he delivers a devastating left hook to Paul's body. Paul uses his reach to endure the storm. 3-round advantage with his ego at its peak. Paul makes a good right cross that briefly dazzles Tyson. While Paul is parading as if he's just the ghost of Muhammad Ali, Tyson tries to fight back, but it's painfully obvious that his signature moves have changed to slow flails. Tyson finds it insulting that Paul is boxing 3. Paul gains self-assurance as he begins to plant his feet more and makes a stunning right cross. Tyson-Paul fails most of the vintage combination that the former champion answers with. Did we receive the planned knockout in round 5 of the grand finale? Of course not. Instead, Jake won by dragged-out decision. Paul, the spectators at home and in the arena most likely felt as though they had squandered their valuable time in addition to their money. Fans who tuned in for a battle of legends instead of amateur hour saw a poor high school play production that made him flush on the chin while wearing boxing gloves. Even though Tyson has a warrior heart, he is unable to defeat the 10-count winner after he buckles and falls to the canvas. Jake Paul through Cole. Let's discuss the actual elephant in the room first. Just months prior to this circus, performance, Mike Tyson was battling for his life, requiring 8 blood transfusions and having half of his blood removed due to ulcer complications. Still, someone thought, hey, this guy is ready to fight Texas. You deserve a round of applause for setting the bar so low it's underground. Their medical clearance process is a joke. They were supposed to think this wasn't a money grab, but Tyson, who had lost a 25 PBS while recuperating from his near-death experience, was thrown into the ring with a man half his age. That's good to see, since I would have been concerned that this fight might not. Tyson himself didn't even attempt to conceal it. He stated bluntly, "I did it for my bills." Consider that the former boxing champion had resorted to participating in a staged spectacle in order to cover his expenses. Tyson left with $20 million, which is unfortunate, but at what cost to his legacy and dignity? It is heartbreaking to witness a legend stoop to such a low level for only one reason, and that is money. He is getting paid a lot of money to do this, which indicates to me that he is being bought. It is also sad that people like Mike Tyson and Jake Paul continue to portray themselves as the savior of boxing, turning it into a clown show with scripts and fabricated rivalries. Tyson, a man deserving of so much more, was reduced to merely another Jake's ego-driven game of pawn. Let's not give Tyson a free pass here, though, because this battle wasn't about skill or legacy. It was about cold, hard cash. Power at all, no. He hit you at the point of victory, and you gave him the tongue. Jake Paul used Tyson, not simply fought him. Tyson was the bait. The legendary Jake needed to pull off yet another payday disguised as a boxing match. Fans paid hard-earned money for tickets and pay-per-view, thinking they were going to see an epic clash, but instead they got what felt like a YouTube parody of a real fight. Jake's mid-round vlog about how he's revolutionizing music, boxing was the only thing missing. And now we might know why everyone in the sport began debating whether it was all a cash grab. But could we really? Jake then had the oddity to say, "I didn't want to hurt Mike." Oh, please don't act like this was a noble act of self-control. Jake Paul is not a hero protecting the legend, rather, he is a businessman who is using every scrap of Tyson's legacy for personal gain. Let's face it, Tyson understood this perfectly. He even stated that he took the fight to make ends meet. I'm just fighting to pay my bills, basically, and I don't have the stomach for this kind of no more. I'm more aware of my kids and the guys who are staring at me, so I don't have that ferocity anymore. Does that mean we won't see you fight again? Think about being the world heavyweight champion and a boxing legend, and then becoming a supporting actor on Jake Paul's reality show. It's tragic now, and the backlash is well-earned and brutal. This bout was ripped apart by legends like Evander Holyfield and Buster Douglas. Holyfield said that Tyson's movement and balance were terrible, and Douglas didn't hold back either, labeling the bout a money grab that betrays the integrity of boxing. Once a force of nature, Tyson was now a sluggish shadow of his former self. Meanwhile, Jake strutted around as if he had redefined the sport. You know, your friend Mike Tyson tweeted that he nearly died over the summer, saying that he had to fight to get healthy and that he had to get a lot of blood transfusions. And then his performance against Jake Paul yesterday, I'm just your opinion on what we witnessed. But for fans, the entire situation was an insult. Pay-per-view outages and Netflix streaming issues made matters worse. It's like paying top dollar for a fight that was supposed to be exciting only to end up staring at buffering screens or, worse, a painfully lackluster performance. If the fight itself wasn't bad enough, the leaked script made it even worse. First and foremost, Mike Tyson is an honor. He is a legend and the greatest to have ever done it. However, fans didn't just feel let down, they thought the match went exactly as the script predicted, which fueled suspicions that the entire event was staged. After all, how could anyone think this wasn't a fight, but rather WWE without the pyrotechnics? Social media, of course, exploded memes. Roasting Jake Paul and Mike Tyson flooded every platform. Fans referred to the fight as boxing's biggest joke, and criticized both fighters for putting on what many saw as a glorified exhibition. Lawsuits were filed by bettors who had invested their money in what they believed to be a legitimate competition, and they were furious. Who can blame them? Millions of dollars were spent on this circus, and the result felt as predictable as the ending of a soap opera. Everything except my kids to my children then, but that's okay.